Hello ladies and gentlemen, SeKo Starcraft back with another one of my games, playing on ladder, playing as a Terran against finger blasting. Blue Protoss in the bottom left. Yes. Speed it up here slightly at the beginning because I don't think anything too crazy happened right at the beginning here. I'm watching a little WCS Korea right now on the other side. Go probe. That's a very early probe scout. And I'm seeing Soul Key absolutely destroying alive. Be very nice to pick up some of those games to cast. What can you do? Doing a little bit of probe doodling here. Looks like he kind of wants to be a dick. I did want to follow it around a bit to make sure there's no pylons. A lot of the times this scouting probe will also be what an opponent will use to do proxies. So following it's not usually a bad decision. I do lose my my scout because I'm a jerk. Come on, computer. Okay, I'll slow it back down. I get my revenge on that probe. Alrighty then. So, he's starting to pull a little bit of a lead off on workers because I'm moving into tech right now. And a little bit of marine action behind this. Looks like he chrono boosted out a stalker. He looks like a much more seasoned Protoss player than me. He knows that there's a Reaper on the map and he does not want to lose anything to a Reaper. I come in, I see no expansion. I see the gas that's just started up, I see the other gas. So I'm just going to run away. There's not much else for me to do right now. So I'm just going to head back and try to scout any kind of aggression that comes against me. Down goes the factory. Up comes the starport. People know this build by now. I enjoyed quite a bit. It still allows you to get a pretty good economy out. You really only need one gas to be able to make this kind of build work. Down goes the expansion. I've not seen the expansion. I left my Reaper out in the middle of the path so that way it could run away if it ever, gets pressured. He's going to a robo facility afterwards as well. I think this guy's actually a pretty good Protoss. I mean, he's getting himself up into a position where he's not going to get killed by anything too foolish. I got a bunker up because if you don't have some sort of defense in play when you go for a drop, sometimes you can end up losing a lot. Looks like he's not there. He is building probes again. It looks like he cut probes for a moment there, but nope. Oh, goes my medevac. His expansion is up and going. Mine is just started. The consequences of going for a fast tech opening. So I really have to do some damage right now. If we look at the units tab, he actually does not have that big of a worker lead. I would expect more from a chrono boosting Protoss when I have one base and I can only produce one slow SCV at a time. Producing mines now as defense. I do like transitioning into mines after my rush, just so that way I have something in place to deal with anything too crazy that happens. I see no pylons over here to scout. I'm going to pause it for a second. On my vision, I know that he can't see me. So I drop outside, not over top of here. Because if you drop in the mineral line and he sees it, you'll get out maybe 1 or 2 shots with your hellions before all the probes scatter. So the reason I drop over here is if I run in with all my hellions, I have a better probability of getting damage done. One mine. I see the nice lineup for me, and I appreciate that. Ooh, nice shot, Shawnee. A few more getting just lightly toasted. That guy only managed to pick up 1, but I get away with all my hellions. Resources killed. I killed 12 workers in that attack, and I still have that bad boy sitting there. I don't know if he knows it's there or not. That's the great thing about doing this, is a lot of the time the player will not know that you've done that. I scan here to see what's going on. 2 more kills. Oh yes. Does he have an observer out right now? Unit stab. He does have an observer out. Where is his observer? Oh, it's in my base waiting for an expansion. It's not even started yet. I'm only finished that piece. So it shouldn't take him that long to build back up an economy. In fact, he's already pretty much ahead again. But this did allow me to get into the next phase of the game well. How about the widowmines at the front in case he did go for a push? If he pushed... Where is his army? Did I get a couple more? Up to 21 worker kills. Not too bad. Not too shabby. He doesn't have that big of an army right now, and I did set him back a fair bit. Now he's really got to focus on getting out economy again. Whereas for me, now I can worry about expanding. 3 factories. I'm going to go mech. Super fun. I put 1 widow mine in my mineral line in case of any type of oracle play. I didn't scout a starport, so I should remember that that's back there and move it. But I'm not too worried. This game's slightly longer, so I'll speed it up again a little bit here while we're just hanging out away from each other. Got another drop lined up and ready to go, just in case. Moving into fast gas, because I need it for my mech. And I'm going to start spreading widow mines out all around the map for vision. He has an observer coming out this way. He should see the medevac. He does see the medevac. Now, rather than suicide, we're going to leave it just over here for a minute and wait to make sure I do have a good chance at getting in. Scan the front to see his army. I'm using up a lot of my resources to do these scans. Once the enemy doesn't have anything back here, no cannons, no defenses. Did they get out? And here I thought it was going to be really clever and just scoot away. And then I see this cannon here. And I said, oh fuck. And then that dies. Leaving an observer over here to check for drops. I don't think I'm interested in doing too many more drops just yet. I do have my Hellbats out though. Units wise, we're almost tied on economy. I do have a 3rd command center done. 3 factories. Speed it up once again. He has his observers in position to scout for drops. Nope, that's one of my mines. I have mines spread out in all the alleyways to be able to see any type of attack coming at me. So I feel pretty safe right now with what's going on. Feel like he's pretty holed up. I do know he has a colossus though. Case in point. That's a lot of money I've been throwing around scans. Maybe I gotta be a little bit more conservative with those. Supply wise, we're about even. But I'm now just starting to go up to a couple more factories and get a 3rd base on the way. I know that he doesn't have a 3rd base unless he's super sneaky. Mech out. The problem for me is my upgrades aren't really that far ahead. He's at, well, he's not at 1-1 yet, and I am at 1-1 with +2 on the way, so I'm ahead of him. But my upgrades were quite delayed in this game. I just happen to be fairly fortunate. He doesn't care as much about upgrades either. He kills my hellion. Did kill off the widow mine that I had over here. You see I'm starting to slightly pull ahead in army, getting out myself into the command center. 3 Hellbats and 3 tanks at a time. Got myself nicely supply blocked up. I've been having, now that I'm getting better at my macro, I'm finding I'm getting supply blocked much more often. So I know this 3rd base is up. And I know I've kind of got a limited period of time here. I don't want him to get up too comfortable on 3 bases. But he has Colossus and Immortals and Stalkers, which all can do a lot of damage against what I'm doing. Trying to get out a lot of supply depots because I get supply blocked so fast playing mech. And I'm going to come back down here. I do need to worry about taking my gas. I am keeping my spending quite low, and so is he. He's building up his gargantuan Protoss army. Not using his Chrono Boost though. This base is not finished yet or doing him any benefits. Still, well, he's got these cannons at home at least. Just about every Protoss I play in ladder now is cannoning up his main to be able to deal with Hellbat drops. It's just so important. You get tooled so easy if you don't. Looks like he's comfortable enough to move out at about 150 supply. Has his mothership core to be able to run away if he needs to. Blammo! Widow mines for the win. Now he's got to wait for an observer to catch up before he moves forward. But I do know that this army is here. So now all I really want to do is get everything into position. I'm going to go for a drop at the same time because I know his army is out of position. Thors, tanks, Hellbats. My +2 attack is finished. +2 armor is on the way. I think I only have the... No, I have 2 armories this whole time. Just not building stuff fast enough. Lots of sieged up tanks in good position. Hellbats in the front. And I even have my Marines mixed in there, because why the hell not? In comes in the army. And I mean, obviously he cut through my... Hey, you should... Yeah, you go die. Why not? Obviously he cut through my Hellbats pretty bad, but he got his army sliced in half. He's got so little right now, units-wise. He's moving into starports, which is probably wise. If this game went later, that'd be really smart. But I know I just destroyed a ton of his army. So I'm just going to wait for a little bit more units. Now, I'm going to push out. Pretty strong army. My +2 attack will be finished at the same time. And what I want to do is go pressure this third base before it becomes too effective. I believe I did try for a drop. I picked up and I did try for a drop and picked up and ran away. I don't think it got much done. 34 worker kills in total. It's okay. More factories now, so I can go into extra late game tech. I know his army is going to be sitting at the front, but this is going to let me get great position in between his bases. Scan his army. I know what's going on there. Looks like he still wants to try to pressure this army. And Mr. Finger Blasting leaves the game. It's really fun. I'm starting to really enjoy playing Mech against Protoss. The tank range against the Colossus, at least at Platinum League. I'm sure at higher levels it's very, very, very difficult. At lower levels, when the Protoss composition seems to be so standard, Colossus, Stalker, Zealot, Push, try to win, going Mech is super, super good. The only thing I've got to be careful of is because he is transitioning into Void Rays, I have nothing in place. Where are these guys? I have nothing in place to deal with it. I only have one starport, and it doesn't even have a reactor on it. Something I'm probably going to have to get used to is probably around the 15-minute mark or something. Throw down an extra couple of starports, just in case I need to tech into Mass Viking. Fun game. I have some more coming at you guys real soon.